It's not storms or droughts destroying Georgia's fields overnight. It's a four-legged enemy. Feral hogs are tearing through crops, and taking up arms is the only way we can protect the land and the people who depend on it. Follow us on this mission as we track, corner, and control these destructive beasts. The team took position on the dense western ridge above the fields, prime hiding spots for hogs after a night of raiding crops. Dry leaves underfoot made every movement risky. Our camo gear wasn't just for blending in, it was a rule to ensure each other's absolute safety. Here we go. The hunting dogs were released, and the chase officially began. Our targets? The lone hogs causing the most damage. And we didn't wait long. There you are. Oh my god, do you see it? Easily over 200 pounds, thrashing madly, charging deep into the woods. Can it escape? Not a chance. GPS signals on the iPhone 17 locked its exact location in a nearby thicket. The team moved in fast, closing the circle. It's over. Got it! The team's spirits soared, one major threat to the crops neutralized. The first victory was just the beginning. The threat to the fields remained. We quickly returned to our ridge hide, redeployed the same tactics, and waited, letting the dogs drive the destructive hogs toward our firing line. Then, another big one lumbered into view, just a little closer. The shot rang out, and it turned, bolting at an incredible speed. Its escape was only temporary. It ran straight into our plan B. Gunfire drove it down the hillside, exactly as we anticipated. A quick call via iPhone 17, and James, our covering shooter, was in position to intercept. Once in place, he carefully locked the target in his scope. It's time. Perfect execution. A triumph of teamwork and strategy. If you want to see more tense takedowns like this, remember to like and subscribe. Don't be fooled by James's clean shot. Behind it lies years of grueling practice, sweat, and sometimes blood earned through countless hunts. In tricky terrain like this, eyes and ears must work overtime. 1 second of distraction and the target vanishes. Or worse, it's you lying there. Cornered hogs leave no room for error. We move in fast, executing a pincer maneuver to cut off escape routes. That was so close. Gunfire, echoed by the team's shots all around, signaled one thing. The hunt was on track, and we were reclaiming every inch of land for the farmers. The hunt intensified. Our dogs worked at full capacity, signaling every new target spotted across the hillside. All we had to do was approach and deliver the final decisive shot. And that's how it's done. It wasn't a reckless kill, it was the responsible exercise of a legal, regulated action to control invasive species, restoring peace to the farmers. While focused on the ridge, an urgent call over the radio changed everything. A large hog was spotted near a residential area. Not good. A quick reaction team jumped into the Land Rover Defender and sped toward the village. There it is, moving along the farm fence. For any hogs daring to cross into human territory, we would not relent. The safety of the farmers was our ultimate objective. As the sun set, we realized the true value of the hunt wasn't the kill, it was the peace restored. Fatigue fades, but the sense of duty fulfilled, protecting both land and people, remains forever. My mother's cornfield in Shikoku, where she poured endless sweat and tears, now lies in ruins under the hooves of wild boars. They've turned all her hard work into a battlefield. That's why we set out, to protect what's most precious. But will we return safely after facing these fierce wild beasts? The answer lies just ahead. After a thorough strategy meeting, we carefully chose our route, pinpointed the mountain near the cornfield where the boars often appear, and identified potential ambush spots. We quickly took our positions. Everyone wore camo gear, strapped on rugged boots gripping every rocky step, checked radios and firearms, and attached GPS collars to our skilled hunting dogs. About 30 minutes later, the dogs' urgent barks echoed, signaling they had surrounded prey. The GPS on my device confirmed they were deep in a dense bamboo thicket. I chose to approach from the upwind side, sneaking along thick bamboo trunks to conceal myself. My heart pounded. Each step closer to the target was as light as a cat's paw. I gripped my rifle tight, aimed at the target, finger on the trigger. Boom! The prey was hit, but dashed deeper into the forest. Without hesitation, I charged after it with the dogs. Exhausted and unable to fight back, it collapsed. I stepped forward, granting it a final mercy. This task demands a cool head and brave heart, because the line between hunter and hunted can be razor thin. We move to a more strategic spot, a narrow trail dividing two forest patches. It's a natural bottleneck where boars often run when chased. An ambush here could cut off their escape routes. Waiting is always the tensest part. Suddenly, dogs barked louder and closer, herding the target straight towards me. A massive dark figure shot across the trail like an arrow. I fired rapidly, but its terrifying speed let it vanish into the opposite forest. Failure didn't break our spirit. "Release the hunting dogs," I ordered over the radio. On my screen, I tracked the pack and the boar's movement. Using terrain and speed analysis, I pinpointed a perfect interception spot. Sprinting there, my heart hammered like war drums. Arriving, I took position and raised my gun. This time, the boar had no chance, welcomed by a burning bullet straight into its body. The hunt pressed on, guided by the dog's signals deeper into the forest. I quickly found a large tree to hide behind. Leaves rustled and the dogs barked nearer. Prey was approaching. A swift move, I raised my gun and squeezed the trigger. The startled target spun and fled, but the hunting dogs were right behind, accelerating to prevent escape. Following the GPS, I knew the chase would end soon. Tracking the device, I spotted the boar trapped by the courageous dogs. Calmly, I stepped in, locked onto the dark form, and fired. The bullet ended the struggle. The hunt continued in a rugged, steep area, demanding sharp focus and reflexes. The dogs found another hiding boar. Suddenly, a black head emerged from nearby bushes. Without wasting a second, I steadied my aim, held my breath, and fired. The wild beast fell instantly. It all happened like a reflex forged through thousands of hours, where experience, instinct, and decisiveness became one. As the sun began to set, we prepared to end a long day. Yet the dogs weren't done. They cornered the last wild boar. I shouted for them to back off. Just then, I fired the final shot, sharp and decisive, closing a day full of challenges. Loaded with trophies into the back of our Jeep Gladiator, we headed home under the golden sunset. This work requires steely nerves and strong resolve, as every hunt is a face-off with danger. but to bring peace to the villagers and protect their hard-earned crops. Think hunting wild boar is easy? Try chasing down a 400-pound beast charging like a bullet through dense forest. The ground trembles with every thunderous step. Dust clouds rise, and you have to weave through thick trunks and slash past thorny branches tearing at your skin. Each hunt is a life-or-death battle, where only the bravest survive till the end. And these hunters don't face the danger for sport. They stand guard to protect people, land, and nature from the brutal destruction wild boars bring. Today, we join Thomas on a hunt as he strides straight into the heart of the beast's lair. One by one, the team moves to their assigned positions. Suddenly, Thomas's footsteps slow. He thinks he hears something. Yes, the sharp barks of the hunting dogs ring out. He moves towards the fierce noise. Minutes later, right before him stands a colossal wild boar. Oh my god! It charges like a whirlwind, but it's already too late. One shot clean and decisive ends it all. The heavy beast collapsing lifeless at his feet. A masterful, cool-headed move by Thomas. The perfect opening for a relentless battle to come. But Thomas didn't stop there. He moved on to his hiding spot, slipping in quietly and scanning every movement around him, always ready for a fight. Before long, an unexpected figure dashed right into Leon's line of sight. Without hesitation, he squeezed the trigger decisively. The beast tried to flee, but it hadn't gotten far before it lay still and silent. Deep inside the forest, Leon crouched in his hiding spot, fully focused on every sound and movement around him. Suddenly, a hefty wild boar charged wildly through the underbrush. In the blink of an eye, Leon went through his practiced routine, raising his gun and pulling the trigger. Just one bullet was enough to halt the beast's furious sprint. A threat swiftly dealt with, clean, precise, and final. While Leon was still inspecting the fallen beast, an intense battle was unfolding on the other side of the hill. Thomas was already there, sweeping through the thick bushes. Suddenly, the sharp baying of hunting dogs echoed nearby, followed moments later by the towering silhouette of a monstrous creature. One fatal mistake. It stepped right into Thomas's line of sight. The next gunshot ended all resistance, swift and final. Continuing down to the flat terrain below, Thomas crossed over rough patches of ground. Before his eyes had fully scanned the area, a sudden whirlwind of motion burst forth, leaving him momentarily dazed as he tried to regain focus. The sharp crack of the gunshot came just in time, stopping the beast dead in its tracks. It collapsed, unable to take another step. A decisive move, cutting off every possible escape route for the creature. As the evening sun began to fade, Thomas seized the chance to track down any stragglers left behind. After moving for a while, he paused, taking cover beneath a thick bush. His focus never wavered. Every sense was on high alert. In an instant, a shadow appeared right in his sights. Without a single wasted move, dust kicked up into the air, and a sharp sound marked the end of this threat. This is not just a hunt. It's a battle between courage and survival. Only the bravest stand strong until the very end. Hunting wild boar has never been easy. It demands sacrifice, facing danger head-on, and staying ready for anything.
Yapıştır.
Day by day, wild boars grow increasingly ferocious. They brazenly tear through fertile fields, pollute clean water sources, and severely disrupt the lives of local people. A relentless battle between hunters and these monstrous beasts has erupted to restore the balance between humanity and nature. Will this struggle be enough to halt the destructive rampage of these savage creatures? Join me for the heart-pounding moments that follow. Today's opening act is a tense showdown between John and a massive wild boar. From his hiding spot, John spotted the beast's silhouette approaching. Swiftly assuming a ready stance, he waited for it to draw closer before pulling the trigger. Before the boar could turn and flee, a rapid succession of shots rang out, felling the monstrous creature instantly. A swift and precise strike, kicking off today's ambush. On the hillside, a wild boar lumbered through dry bushes, unable to escape the marksman's scope. Tracking the target's movement, he swiftly fired a shot. The threat was neutralized in the blink of an eye, before the beast could even comprehend what was happening. Another triumph was quickly etched into the team's journey. The barking of hunting dogs echoed from the dense thicket, prompting John to advance immediately. right in front of him, an entire herd of wild boars suddenly appeared. Unfazed, he pulled the trigger the moment the lead boar charged forward. A decisive shot rang out, felling the largest beast, though the rest managed to evade the next bullet. One precise shot had swiftly thwarted the aggressive intentions of the ferocious herd.
Güzel kamera çektik diye düşünüyorum. Bir de domuzu vurduk.
Leaving the dense thickets behind for the frigid mountains, another hunting team was already in place, splitting up to track the ferocious beasts. At that moment, Leon was following faint traces in the snow. There it was, a wild boar hiding beneath the thicket. Without delay, he took action, and a resounding shot rang out. Before it could react, the beast lay collapsed in the white snow, with no chance of escape. On the eastern hillside, the threat was swiftly neutralized. While scanning the terrain, a wild boar heading towards its shelter came into the binoculars' view. Seizing the moment, the marksman tracked the beast's movements and fired. The bullet flew with precision, striking the animal's body, causing it to collapse onto the white snow. Another danger was eliminated before it could cause further harm. Deep within the forest, another wild boar has been brought down. The moment the hunter spotted the boar's silhouette, he assumed a ready stance. Without hesitation, a single decisive shot felled the beast in an instant. This put a complete stop to the destruction caused by its sharp hooves on this land. The sky faded into the last streaks of sunset.